Hi guys, it's your girl Zaina, the lady that always says Zukwani ke monodiga zuike in her own case. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be telling you guys a story. So this is actually different from my usual vlog. You get? So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be intriguing. It's going to be surprising. I can assure you that. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained because today's video is loaded. Yes. So without taking much of your time today, guys, I am basically going to be telling you about my experience when I first landed in Nigeria. But then before that, I don't think I would be doing justice to the story without telling you a little bit of what had happened before I had departed from Johannesburg. So, yeah. So I can remember the day vividly, 2nd of May 2016. I mean, at that point in time, South Africa was approaching the winter season and like everywhere was just cold basically. So everybody had to cover up, to avoid getting cold and stuff. So yeah, little did I know that when landing in Lagos, it was going to be something else different entirely. Yet. So yeah, I took a 6-hour flight. Yeah, my flight was around 11 p.m. and I landed around 4:30 a.m. that morning. So yeah, once I got off the aircraft, it was already raining. I had seen it from the windows, but I didn't know that at a point in time, once I got to the very bottom, it started raining heavily, and like the raindrops were so warm. Like this was so unusual to me because I've never ever experienced being under rain and it being so warm. I mean, the sun wasn't shining besides, but then like it was just warm and out of the ordinary. Like I'm like, wow. So okay, is this Nigeria's way of saying welcome home or what? But anyway, that one aside, at that point in time it was so hot because like what I was wearing inside my sweater at that point in time was black. I was wearing black pants and then I had like a black top inside what I was wearing, and it was kind of warm, so it was kind of a bit thick, not too thick though, but then like that's when the heat started intensifying. And me thinking that once we enter the checkpoint, that things would be better because probably the air cons would be on and all of that. I didn't know that I was wrong. Like it continued. I think like at that point in time, the only place that had air cons on was where the conveyor carousel was, where you're to wait for your baggage to come to you and then you collect it from wherever it was conveyed. So yeah, basically that was what happened. So yeah, after collecting my bags, I went over to where I could like wait, and in the process of that happening, I was literally running up and down looking for where to get airtime so that I could like put a call through to my parents, and tell them exactly what was going on. So fine, okay, that happened after a couple of minutes, I guess. And then, yeah, quite a lot of people were approaching me. First of all, people that were doing this black market bureau exchange business, like, yeah, people who exchange Naira currencies for foreign currencies and all of that. And yeah, a lot of other people who were approaching me with stuff that they're selling. And like, I hate to say it, but then I felt like I was so annoyed that I could literally go ballistic on anybody at that point in time. And why was that? because of the heat. The heat like was so much that I couldn't actually contain it personally. Like, gosh. Like, yeah, my parents have been telling me about how hot Nigeria can be, but like I never expected it to be that hot. You get? Because I mean, at that point in time, my mom had already told me that it was the rainy season. So I was just expecting that, oh, since it's the rainy season, definitely the environment would be a little cool, you know. But in this case, it was something different. You know, Lagos is tropical naturally in nature, and like, not only is it hot, but it's dense. Like the environment, the atmosphere tends to be dense usually. So imagine walking on the streets of Lagos and all you're feeling is vapor all over your skin. I was like, oh, no wonder people's skin is so soft and so fresh and all of that. Okay, that explains it. It's fine. Fast forward to when my aunt now picked me up finally as a result of being delayed on the road because the cab driver's vehicle was, jacked up and all of that. Like, there were so many complications with the vehicle at that point in time. So yeah, we left, and then we got onto Ikeja Road. Like, it was a road leading to Ikeja, and we stopped again. Why? Because the tire got flat. That one made me so annoyed the more. Like, it annoyed me the more because, number one, I was already tired. I had so much jet lag on me at that point in time. And then secondly, I hadn't eaten. I hadn't had breakfast, and I haven't actually eaten something good in the last maybe 12 to 18 hours, I guess. So like, to me, I kind of felt a little frustrated, and coupled with the fact that my aunt had a court case, she's a lawyer, she had a court case in like the next 2 hours at that point in time. So all those things are things I was thinking about. I tend to think a lot about a lot of things, So fine. Her friend and the husband came over to where we were and picked us up. And then fine, we now got onto the third mainland bridge. And my oh my, the kind of holdup that was there was nothing to be compared with your normal average traffic jams. Like, this was so unexpected. Like, obviously it's Lagos, so yeah, Lagosians are used to it, but then I never ever in my life thought that I would experience something like that. So I left my bags in the vehicle, and then I followed my aunt and her friend all the way down to the end of the bridge. We walked down. I think it was more than 4 kilometers that we walked that day. I could remember trekking it, and it was not funny. I just had my backpack on me, and basically I was panting. I felt as though I was taking a bath without literally taking a bath. So that was what happened. So yeah, we eventually met one damn fool like that was moving already, as in like you are getting into the vehicle and at the same time it's moving. So staying in Lagos, like, I don't think I can personally survive that, because everything is just about fast movement. Like, if not, you won't be able to survive and keep up, So we eventually stopped for some reason, I can't remember, and we continued walking. We continued the journey down the third mainland bridge. I will never forget that day. Like, it is as fresh as yesterday in my head. And yeah, we got all the way to the bottom. I was surprised. I was like, wow, so this is actually the end of that long bridge. And in the just looking at the kayaks, and the boats floating on the rivers that the bridge, crosses upon, like, that was like so beautiful. But then at the same time, you're not thinking about the stress of walking so far. So yeah, my aunt left me and her friend, and she went over to court. that day. So yeah, I managed to get to her house. I freshened up. I couldn't even eat again because like my appetite had fallen, like from the entire stress up and down and all of that. So all I did was just take my shower and yeah, rest. Mind you, this house has air cons everywhere. Like I was not expecting it, like I was just feeling as though, this is Nigeria and all of that. So no matter how much air cons are on, you wouldn't actually feel the effect of it. But I was shocked and surprised. I was like, oh, okay, fine. Immediately I got into my room, the guest room, and I shut the door. The aircon in my room was on. Fine. It started getting cold, so I now switched it off for a while, and I was now like, okay, fine, let me open the window to receive some fresh air. And then lo and behold, I now did. But then I was feeling vapor everywhere. I was literally breathing in the vapor. Like that's what I could feel. Like I put my hand out through the window and that's what I was feeling on my skin again. I was like, no. Nah, I can't deal. Like it was so hilarious to me at that point in time, because the next thing that came to my mind was like, Erica, are you sure that you're going to survive staying in this Nigeria, like this weather and all of that? But then we moved regardless. 6 years later and still counting. Yes. So yeah, that was exactly what happened. I thought that I was going to spend the rest of the day there, and then maybe from there the following day, move over to Abuja. But then I didn't even know that my aunt had already booked our tickets for our flight that very same day in the evening. And it couldn't get any better, so like fine. Now got to the airport later that evening. And then we now got to find out that our flight was delayed by another hour. Why? Because it was raining. Okay, it's a normal thing, but then besides that, coupled with the fact that, everywhere, like the day is already stressful, I've not eaten anything good. And I don't want to start snacking on junk. Like that was the last thing on my mind at that point in time. I was going through puberty at that time, and the last thing I ever wanted at that point in time was having breakouts on my face on my first day in my father's land. So yeah. So we waited, finally got to board, and we took off, got to Abuja. And I felt like landing in Abuja was one of the most relieving moments of that particular day, because the weather in Abuja that day was much more better. Like it was raining heavily when we got to Gwagwalada, but then like the atmosphere was cooler. Like I enjoyed every bit of it. So we finally got home and everything. You can imagine just looking at this picture right now. Like, look how coiled and how beautiful my hair looked and how fine I was dressed and all of that. Like I was looking all hip and stuff, like though as simple as I could, because that's just my natural style. And then, okay, fine. Imagine coming down from the aircraft in Lagos and your hair getting drenched. That beautiful hair that you're seeing there, drenched. Like, I was not expecting it at all, but then shit happens. We move regardless. So yeah, that is where I'm going to put a pause, because the rest that I am about to tell you would be a story for another day. And yeah, that's basically it. So yeah guys, we have officially come to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me today. Please do leave a thumbs up and a comment down below in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't, and also turn on your post notifications by ringing the bell on your right hand side. And until then, Zokwanike, and I will see you in my next video. So for now, Love you guys and bye.